Hi, my name is Christina Matheny, and this is my end of semester presentation, and I chose to do mine on Mormonism. I chose Mormonism because while watching the videos on Jehovah's Witnesses, I couldn't help but make comparisons between the two. I have firsthand perspectives about the religion and thought, why not dig a little deeper for more information? My husband and I have been married for 18 years on the 19th of this month. And he was born and raised Mormon, and he practiced until he came back from his mission trip, and then he started questioning things and didn't his beliefs didn't line up anymore with the faith. But he has his parents are still very active in the church, so I thought this was a good opportunity to maybe get a different perspective other than his perspective on the issue. So first of all, there um, the foundation of Mormonism is one, Joseph Smith. Smith was the founder of the church, and the church was officially organized on April 6th, 1830. The second one is the Book of Mormon. Mormons believe in the Bible as well as the Book of Mormon. It was first published in March in 1830. Mormons believe an angel named Moroni appeared to Joseph Smith and told him there were gold plates buried and instructed him to unearth and translate them. It's believed that they are an ancient record of people who lived in North America. Number 3 is the word Mormons. The official name of the church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The word Mormon is a nickname that is derived from a prophet of the same name in the Book of Mormon. Number 4, African Americans. From the inception of the religion, African American men were prohibited from being ordained to the priesthood, meaning they couldn't participate in any sacred ordinances necessary for salvation. This ban was lifted in 1978. The next one is modern day prophet. And just as in the Old Testament, Mormons believe God has prophets today that actually communicate with him. And family, which is probably the strongest and most important of the foundations of Mormonism. Mormons put a lot of emphasis on family and family values, such as Sundays are reserved for church and family activities only, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think. This next slide is Mormonism is a works-based religion, whereas Christianity is a faith-based religion. Christianity as a whole believes that a person is saved only by the grace of God. Much of Mormonism revolves around doing good works. For example, you can make it to the celestial king. You can't make it to the celestial kingdom without doing certain things in the temple. You can't go to the temple without having a temple recommend, and you can't have a temple recommend without going through a bunch of other things to get it. So what that means is the grace of God isn't enough, and it has to be accompanied by good works. This slide kind of illustrates the similarity of both Mormonism and the cult Heaven's Gates with control over their members. The Mormons had the Word of Wisdom, which in 1833 they believed the Lord revealed to the prophet Joseph Smith a law of health called the Word of Wisdom. And basically, what that meant is that it put restrictions on use of alcohol, tobacco, coffee, tea, anything with caffeine, and any sort of drugs. And Heaven's Gate, Applegate, only allowed viewing of fiction and sci-fi materials. And through the years, his ideology was tailored to fit every ever evolving sci-fi genre. Amongst some of them were Star Trek, Cocoon, The X-Files, I can't, Star Wars, and Encounters of the Third Kind. This next slide is on baptism by proxy. One of the ordinances performed in the temple is the baptism by proxy. This is where someone is baptized in place of someone who has already passed. And they believe that by doing this, they're giving every person who ever lived the chance at everlasting life. So one of the similarities between Mormonism and Jehovah's Witnesses is that in Mormonism, they have what is called excommunication, and this is where membership is revoked, so the person is no longer a member, and as a result, ordinances and covenants are canceled. They can no longer serve in an official capacity. And some of the reasons for excommunication could include infidelity, fornication, not supporting the leadership of the church, being publicly critical of the church leadership, and apostasy. And Jehovah's Witnesses have a similar process, but it's called disfellowship, where a person is stripped of their membership and shunned. Jehovah's Witnesses disfellowship those deemed unrepentant wrongdoers. And some of the reasons for disfellowship could include adultery, apostasy, blood transfusions, selling tobacco, gambling, artificial insemination, gluttony, and homosexuality. Another similarity that both Mormonism and Jehovah's Witnesses have is door-to-door evangelizing. Jehovah's Witnesses are required to actively participate. They are all expected to participate. Say if a family has small children, the children are expected to go, and if they aren't going and the parents aren't making them go, then the parents are questioned as to why the children aren't going. Whereas Mormons go door to door as well, but the only ones that participate are the missionaries. Mormon missionaries are usually comprised of young men and women, at least 18 and under 25. While the church has programs in place for less fortunate families, the majority of them are responsible for the expenses of the 2-year commitment. So here's my question. Should Mormonism and Jehovah's Witnesses be questioned or considered cults? Here are some of the common traits that all three seem to have. Number one is unquestioning commitment to its leader. Another is doubt, critical thinking, and questioning are discouraged. Third one is leadership indicates aspects of daily life, like how to think, how to dress, and what they should eat. Another is the only true way is their way. There are no other belief systems that are seen as legitimate. Another one is leadership uses shame and guilt to control its members. And lastly, I chose a great effort is made to bring in new members. So they sure do all seem to have certain shared traits that aren't found in any other beliefs. So this is why I kind of chose these three, is because they all three kind of intertwined with each other, and you can say that one is kind of like the other. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.